Hello, welcome to the A27 westbound. Well, that's westbound. I'm going eastbound. In case you're wondering about the traffic, it's always like this pretty much during every day during the daytime. Always. It's very rare when you actually get from the last set of traffic lights that way and make it all the way over there without having to stop. Very rare. I'm pretty certain there's a solution to all of this, but I don't know what it is. In case you're wondering why I'm here, I went shopping and now I am walking to Sompting and to see the Church of St. Mary's, the one I talked about in the last vlog but couldn't remember the name. I'm actually going to visit it today. It's a beautiful day. I got partially lost up the South Downs, I will admit, but I saw some sheep, which was really nice. A lot of young ones, so cute. Kind of makes you feel guilty for being a meat eater, really, but I doubt I'll stop. I like it too much, if I'm honest. Though I should really give vegetarians a go, really, even if it's just for a short while. I should at least try these things, as I keep saying, trying, that's the thing. And that is what I should really do. Now the reason you're not seeing my face at the moment is because, mainly because I wanted to show you the traffic full on. And I really can't be bothered to get my selfie stick out at the moment to do it. Because I've got a few bits in the back of my bag. So I require moving things about. So you just have to deal with this front facing view for now. I'll give you another look. That's how bad the traffic is. Hopefully you can hear me over these cars. Now, I'm actually feeling pretty good today. I mean, the weather helps, I think. Ooh, little anarchy thing on the sign there. Guess it belongs to them now. Now, as I was saying, I'm feeling pretty good today. Last night I felt absolutely awful. That dreaded fear I keep talking about came back. You know, the one that says I can't do anything, if I do anything I'll screw it up and everyone will hate me. But I got through it, as you can tell, because I'm still here. And I just kept saying to myself, no, I can't be negative, I've got to be positive. Because I can do things. I mean, I can do this vlog. Don't know if you can see there's a horse right there. Yes, you can. Look. Don't know if he's looking at me or if he's trying to look at me. Let's go back to... There we go. Back to normal. But as I was saying, I've got to be positive. I've got to say to myself, I can do things. Although I will admit, the fear does make it easy just to sit by and do absolutely nothing. And the reason I'm walking along here is because I didn't want to walk up country again. I walked up country here and I will admit I got lost. My navigation skills are not what they were, or should be really. But I'm going to walk up here because it'll be less noisy. I hope that can be heard. But if you listen to me. Oh yeah, and these little flies as well. It's another reason I stopped. But I can't be mad at nature for being nature. Really can't. Now you can see me again. Now, as I was saying, I got my self handed to a bit last night with the old negativity in that, but I'm still here. I survived, and I help it a lot better than what I used to. And it's not the sort of thing you think about, really. Because you think getting better just means good times, but it doesn't. It means handling bad times better. And that is what I'm doing. That's better. Part of the journey of becoming a better person is about how you handle the bad times, not just having good times. I'm handling the bad times so much better now. And I'm immensely pleased for that, because I didn't take one of my St. John's warts pills, as I mentioned in my previous video, sleep. Admittedly, I will admit I did make myself a sweet cup of tea last night. With actual sugar and not sweetener. I know, naughty, but I was feeling pretty bad, so I thought I'd try it. I'm not sure it really worked, but I got through last night pretty well, and I slept pretty well. Apart from the weird dream, which I won't really go into because it's blurry. But I am doing better. And if I can do it, I think that should give hope to so many people out there. Now, if I could get to 1 million subscribers, then I'll be even more happy. Actually, no, that's a lie, I wouldn't. I still find something to be miserable about if I had 1 million subscribers. But I am currently on 15, which is nice. Hopefully I'll get 20, with any luck, soon. Then 30, then 40. After that, the sky's the limit. There is no limit. You never know. Anything could happen. Now, there is a reason I'm out here. Because one, it's a bloody nice day. Look at you. Look at that. It's bloody nice. And walking on the traffic for a bit did put me in perspective. So I thought to myself, before I started recording, I could be in any one of those cars if I decided to go out today. Ooh. Don't know if you can see that there. Glad I didn't. It's a bit bright, actually. So I might have to... Nah, it looks stupid. I think I'll just keep it as it is. I mean, I think that's what I'm... Oh, sorry about that, people. Few too many around there. Ooh, butterflies. Don't think you saw them because they were at the other side of the camera. It's nice all the same to see. And the reason I brought you here today is because I wanted to show you this church which I was on about the other day. I think it's a really nice, relaxing place to hang out at. Now, I can just plant this thing and, good God, so many flies at the moment. On a hot day. Makes you wonder where they all come from. Where they all hide before that. Okay, I'm going to turn this around now. Actually, it helps if I have it at a proper angle. This is it. The Church of St. Mary's. Supposedly got some ancestors buried here. Well, I've been up here a few times looking for them, but I've never seen a grave with the name Aylmore on it. Not sure what my nan's maiden name was on my dad's side, though my mum's side of the family mostly came from Essex. So I don't know what to do with that information or where to look up there. As you can see, it is incredibly peaceful. And that's better. I'll be quiet so I'm sort of respectful to the people here. I think, but not everyone wants to appear in the vlog, but I think they'll understand. Now, of course, me coming here makes me back to the topic of religion, which I've tackled a few times. Well, I say tackled, I've talked about a few times. And that, I don't know if I actually believe in. Ooh, just about to see a butterfly there. Now back to it. I'm not sure if I believe in God or not. I wish I used to, but nowadays I just don't know anymore. But I do know that being in places like this, or religious buildings of any religion, gives me a nice feeling of peace. I mean, I've been in Buddhist temples as well, and I've gotten this exact same feeling. But as you probably guessed by now, they're both two separate religions, so make of that what you will. I used to date a Buddhist. They had this Buddha chain which they used to make you wear all the time. Made them feel better. Wasn't sure it really made a difference, but it made them feel I was a lot safer generally in life, so I used to wear it for them. Though considering the way they drive, I think they needed all the help they could get. That, I'm guessing, is the Rhenish helm of the church. The only one, that's not good out of the way, the only one in the country, in the entire United Kingdom. There are only 3 in the world. The other 2 are in Saxony, Germany. This was pre-Norman, as you can probably guess. And there's not much of it left, unfortunately. There's someone around, you can go inside, but other than that, it's usually locked up. Unfortunately, the vicar or priest that runs it, I don't know exactly what denomination it is, probably COV. Well, whoever runs it has to look after several other churches at the same time, so there aren't many people here. It's nice all the same. And it's nice to see the building work being done. Fun fact, well, morbid fact really, to do building work on the church like you can see just behind this tree, you need to get in special companies. You need special tools, or rather special methods. Because of the age of the building, this vicar in, I think it was Upper was telling me, it's not cheap because you've got to do everything. You've got to use the same materials to restore it, and you've got to use the same methods. And that itself is not cheap because the average brickie isn't trained for this sort of thing. It's nice to see the work being done. In my opinion, due to the rarity of that, or actually let me get away from the tree, of that, this should be UNESCO heritage site. But I don't know how to make it or submit it to the UN for such a thing. So if there's only 3 in the world and 1 in this country, this is unique. Then again, I also think Sompting should have city status, so make it out what you will. Hope it's open, so I'll find out. Wish me luck. No, not open. Don't think it would be, but worth a look. Let's have a look around while we're here. As you can tell, they've boarded it off for obvious reasons. Can't just have anyone just climbing up that. There's a little shed at the back there, and I'm guessing that's a farm building behind it or something else. I know you got that fancy school or horse school next to this place, I think. If I'm wrong, you'll see writing up about here, roughly where, just above my fingers. This is the ruined bit, as you can tell. Don't know what I'm telling you, the obvious. Cans are there for safety, I'm guessing. Tiny little, cute little, tiny little bench there. Doesn't look safe to sit on there. Now the sun makes it hard, but there we go. No. There you go, just there. See, my hand can slightly block out the sun without blocking the view. Nice and relaxing around here. And this must be one of the few days I've been up here recently without workmen hanging around. I'm guessing there used to be a door there by the archway. While you're here, what do you think of the music I got playing? I'm trying some new ones. Just quiet enough in the background to add a bit of sound. Although some of the nature sounds I probably will blot it out a bit more. Oh look, there's the stained glass windows. I should really find out when this church is open and come back. Well, almost stepped down a hole then. Gotta be careful. Very quiet here. Fancy one there. Wonder how much that cost. Probably more than what I have. Or I'll ever have, probably. Got to think what that would cost now. Another little stained glass there. You can't, don't know if you can, the phone is clear enough to show you. I'll show you. Get it clear. Yeah, you can just about see it now. Another one there. It's a shame it's not open today. You've had a nice tour. It's nice and quiet, as you can tell, because I've blotted out the music for this bit. It's nice and relaxing, which is the opposite of most of my life, because I tend to surround myself with noise, for the obvious reason of the voice creeping in and doing its thing. But the only downside to a quiet place like this is that it is perfect breeding ground for the negative thoughts to pop in and do their thing. Funny enough, just before I hit record, I could feel one coming on. But he's not going to win today. It's funny, really. 'Cause I'm 40 now, as I've mentioned more than once. And in a way, I still feel like I'm barely an adult. I mean, I don't go to school and I can do what I want, you know, but I still feel like a child in some ways. I don't quite feel 40 like a functioning adult is. Damn, excuse me about that. Bugs everywhere around here. It's the only downside to summer, but they form part of the ecosystem, so I can't really complain. I was only saying the other day, where have all the bugs gone? You don't see them much now. Well, I am now. As I was saying, despite being 40, I don't feel it. Not mentally, anyway. I mean, physically I feel it, because, well, I have the usual aches and pains that come with being 40. But mentally, I don't. Still feels like yesterday that I was 20, with my whole life ahead of me, and unsure. Even then, I was unsure of what the future held in store for me. And I am now, actually. I'm clueless. I feel good, because I feel like this is going to be my year, but at the same time, there is this uncertainty surrounding everything. It's like there's a big fog of war for what the rest of my life is going to be. I know technically no one knows their future, but I always get the impression that other people have a fair idea of what's going to happen roughly, you know. But not me. I mean, 1 year from now, is my life going to be exactly the same? Is it going to be totally different? Will I still be making these vlogs in 1 year? Will I have given up by then? Or would cancer have attacked me and decided to take me away? You never know. But the uncertainty does scare me, if I'm honest. I mean, I'll take each day as it comes, and I am determined to make this year my year, but... You couldn't say it. I am determined, though, to make this year my year, and to do something properly. I know I keep saying I will. And my life goals, which I mentioned in a previous video, the life goals will be marked up here, by the way, roughly above my finger. Not giving you the thing, by the way, I'm just using it as a guide. Actually, I'll put these three together so you have a better idea. There you go. They're roughly here. I'm still gonna do everything I can to reach them. So got to. Because I've reached that point now where I've got to do stuff. Sitting around and waiting for life to work itself out for you is no longer an option. I mean, if I'm honest, I should have done this vlog years ago. I wanted to. But I always put myself off. I always just say, like, who cares what you think, Jim? No one's going to care. You're just a pathetic loser. No one cares. That's what I always told myself. But one day I just did. I mean, I do feel better about myself and the exercise. I mean, if I'm honest, I still feel like a fat fricker. Well, it's changed in that regard. Although I am eating and drinking better. I'm glad of that. I'm determined to keep that up. But I should have done this years ago. I had a few times where I started, but after a week or two, I'd just go back to where it was. Like I say, it's like there's another person inside of me who just wants to give in and take the easy route out. Not suicide, but, I mean, I'm lucky in that regard. I've never really had suicidal thoughts. I guess in a way I'm just too much of a coward to do it, even when I've been at my lowest points. Look. Don't know if you can see that. This is one of the reasons I like coming down here. The sound of the traffic helps as well. It's like I said the other day, knowing that the traffic is so chaotic down there and knowing that I'm not part of it is comforting and relieving in a way. But this is going to be my year. As I said before, I am the man. I have the power. I can do this. And if you're watching, so can you. Yes, you. You can do this too. You can make this your year too. And I mean that. We all have the power inside of us. If I can turn my life around, then anybody can really. Okay, I will admit this is a bit slow at the moment, but if you are here still, I'm grateful for that. I really am. Problem is, my thoughts mostly are the same most days, and it does become harder to let them out. Then again, I never was the best to express myself either. Hello. Yes. Enjoy nature, that. If you have the opportunity, you should go down to your local church if you've got the opportunity, because unless you live like in the middle of a big city, there's chance are there is a church around this near where you are. Even if you're not religious, just sit down and appreciate the quietness, and if you see someone, say good morning or good afternoon, depending on what time of day it is. You won't regret it, I promise. Thought I'd go to the front, check opening times. I think those are just actual services. Might have to go to a website to see when it's open. And it turns out this church is run by a vicar, not a priest. There's a school open in the afternoon if you're interested in that sort of thing. And now I think it's time I go home. I think it'd be better if you look at me while I'm doing it. Thought I'd do a bit more walking and talking. It's going to be a good day. It has been a good day actually. Despite the heat, there's been a nice breeze. I took water with me, so I'm not dehydrated, which is something I often end up forgetting to take with me. And then I end up buying something, more wasted money. Okay, can't tell, but this is a country lane. Cars will come down here at really fast speeds, almost like it's a private road just for them only. So you've got to be extra careful. So let's go. You have this nice little field here which you get to cut through, and it minimises time you spend on the A27. And as you can tell by that sound, there's a car behind me. You didn't see it, I don't think, but you could hear it. This is a nice little cut through this field. I mean, if you have hay fever, it's probably not great, but I'll show you a lot. See? Nice, but not great for hay fever sufferers. Now, as I said, as I keep saying on this vlog, this is going to be my year. 2025 will be the year of James. And I mean that. I'm sincere when I say that. It's not like other things which I say I do and then never actually do them. 2025 will be my year. And I will achieve some of my goals. I mean, the fitter one, I've already achieved because I am fitter than what I was. And the goal is to keep getting fitter, not just fit. I've got to walk more, I've got to run more, and excuse me, sorry about that. Walk more, run more, exercise more, eat less crap, which I have done so far, as you saw the other day. I made my own bread. And I will continue making more. And now I know those first two were good, and experiment a bit more. Look at that view. Is it not grand? An absolutely beautiful view. Almost as good as this one. As I said, there is a actually charity walk coming up. I think I mentioned this last time when I saw the poster. It's 25k. You walk from Southwick to Littlehampton, which I think is a pretty long walk. I think that probably would be the furthest I've walked in a day, maybe, or in one go. I mean, I remember in Strasbourg last year I walked 35,000 steps in a day. Now I know Tom Sucks at Life done 37 a day every day for 7 days, but I'm not sure I could survive that one. Although I should try it probably. Should do more things like that. Because there's only so many feelings I can talk about. Gotta get this up here like this, see. Otherwise down here, sun tends to take over. Yeah. If I do that, it's like Tom Winter. And he goes to places like Sri Lanka and almost gets murdered by people. But he didn't, that one I saw. He was running. Seemed quite scared for his life. I assume it was real, not just some setup. But I won't be going to Sri Lanka or dangerous places. I mean, not that Sri Lanka's dangerous, but the outside countryside, if you don't know where you're going, anywhere is dangerous. I mean, even in this country. I mean, take me earlier. I did get lost actually. I was reliant on my phone this morning to get from Sainsbury's because I walked up to the A27. Instead of walking along and then going to this field like I said I was going to, I thought I'd go up and around. I'll have a little screenshot of the Google Earth thing so I can show you roughly the route I was planning to take. I'll also show the route I did taking. And a few times I looked at my phone and I thought, right, I need to go down this path, not the other one. Only for that path to be a dud, the wrong one. And it had taken me away differently. I think somehow, well, I say somehow, but we all know how, being reliant on map apps has made me a bit of a crap navigator. Not that I was a real navigator before such, but I think that the map apps have made me worse and reliant. You know, I seem to have hiccups now. I shall persist. And that is a skill I think probably a lot of people have lost actually. And I'm going to get it back. Because we never had these map apps before. Remember 20 years ago when I used to go out in the car, even 15 years ago, you never had them. I mean, you had sat-navs, but they were terrible. And what you used to do was, for you kids watching or listening, you'd get the directions off something like Google Maps or some equivalent, back then, and you'd print off the directions. You could get like a little map of things saying, you know, up, left, right, but you couldn't really see if it was a long distance, so you had to read directions and try to remember them. And if you got lost, you had to pull over and then read the directions just to make sure you got it right, because you couldn't do it when you were driving because that would... So I think a few people done that and they crashed and probably killed people. I was never one for that sort of thing, luckily. So I was alright, but getting lost was a big thing for me, although sometimes I managed it. So I used to have a basset hound. And I used to belong to this basset hound club, and you used to meet up once a month for walks. And there used to be random places around Ashdown Forest. Now, as I'm from the south coast, I don't know Ashdown Forest that well. So I used to print off directions and hope I got to the right place. And you know what? Each time I did. Which I think is quite impressive. I mean, especially nowadays. I mean, someone told me they'd done that now without the use of the map app. I'd be like, well done you. You done really well. And that's a skill I need to get back, I think. Less reliant on the old map app. I don't know why I call it a map app, because I've already mentioned what one I use. Same one I imagine 90% of the world use for navigation. Maybe more than that probably, but you get the idea. Okay, now normally, in case you haven't realised, I normally exit somewhere there, but you can also exit up here. It's a bit less time on the road. But you gotta walk through this though. And you know what? I don't think I will. I'm gonna go back the way I came. That's back the way we came. Because I'm not a big fan of nettles, and I'm not a big fan of ruining clothes, because look at this jacket. I can get you further out. Look at that. It's a nice jacket. Not really suitable for hot weather like there is today, but you get the idea. Looks pretty cool. I haven't worn it for who knows how long. My problem is, see, all my clothes go in drawers, and as I wash the clothes and dry them, I tend to put them on top because, well, it's just the kind of person I am. I imagine quite a few people do that. But I thought, no, I'm going to have a look what other jackets I've got today. And I remembered I have this one, which I think is pretty cool. My parents got me this one. I can't remember when, but they got it for me. And I think I look damn good in it. And I think you should all agree. If you don't agree, then just throw away your eyes. Right? I mean that. If you think I look terrible, throw away your eyes, because they're just not working. Now, where the hell is this little gap? There's one here somewhere. Just got to keep to the path. I know it's here somewhere along here. I'm lost. I need to go. I should really, well, I'm trying to head home now because my bag is full of shopping. I got sweets, I got a few sultanas for baking. I'm going to try sultana bread at some point. I got some pork pies because I haven't had pork pies in ages and they're offer. Got some chorizo. I also got, what else did I get for myself today? Got some rice, brown rice, so I want to be healthy, and brown rice isn't bad when you cook it right. The problem with brown rice though is that you need a lot more water. In my estimation, you need about 4 times the amount of water that you have for rice. So if you say have a mug of water, right, or mug of rice I should say, right, let's say it comes up to 200 mils, and I've just seen my exit. So that means for every cup of rice, you had to put in 4 cups of water, or 5. I mean, the original, when I looked up, it said you need 8, but it used to take a bloody long time to cook. And you could sometimes spend more time cooking rice than doing the entire meal. So eventually I tried less water, and I found that 4 cups of water for 1 cup of rice is perfect. I mean, this is my personal experience, by the way. There's the exit down here. So I just got to walk down here now. There's no real pathway. Normally there'd be one, but there's not here. Anyway, as I was saying, 4 cups of rice, 4 cups of water for 1 cup of rice is what you need. I find you add a little bit of, say, curry powder and a bit of paprika, a little bit of turmeric because it's healthy. You got something really nice there. And once you add it, mix it with, say, like curry or a chili or even a bolognese if you want to be quirky like me, you give yourself a good meal. And knowing that you've had brown rice without any of the crap that they put in flavoured rices makes one feel pretty good, pretty smug, I'd say. Well, it is for me anyway. I'm gonna have to try brown pasta, I think, or wholemeal pasta they call it. One day anyway, not today though. Right, let's get this down. There we go. That's better. I'm feeling bloody good about myself today. I know I keep saying this, but I do. I feel bloody good today. Not just optimistic, but bloody good within myself. I actually think, James, you're not a bad looking chap. You're really not. Even if all your girlfriend exes did maybe lie to you about that, they probably weren't lying about the attractiveness. I mean, look at me. Who doesn't like this? Who doesn't like this? If you do, just throw away your damn eyes, because they're not working properly. And that's the motto I stand by. And back on the A27. And the traffic ain't too bad now. Although further down, it will be quite bad. But that's only if you're driving. If you're walking like me, you don't really hit the traffic. So you don't worry too much. The only downside to walking along here is that. Just keeping up with that damn noise. It's the first world problem. Bloody noisy cars. Why can't they be quiet? Still a beautiful day out. I'll do it this way. I think that might be better because I'm closer. Don't want to get too close. That just looks weird. Now where was I? Oh yeah. Walking along here is pretty good. You never get traffic when you walk. Actually you do. There's more people than the area can combine than you will get walking traffic. Or heavy traffic I should say. No, I'm going to go back to this view. This is the classic. On a day like today, when one feels good like I do, you must take advantage. I mean, that's partially why I'm vlogging. So I don't always want to be miserable while I'm doing this. I want to be happy. You know? I want to inspire people like me who feel that they are losers, essentially, for lack of a better word, that I want to inspire them that they can do better, like I can. Because we're all capable of stuff. I mean, we all have our own battles, and some people do have it a lot harder than others, admittedly. But we're all capable of doing stuff. And that's what I want to help people with. I'd like to help people more, I think. I do seriously hope, though, that people do watch this and think, I empathise with this guy. I understand what he's saying. And if he can improve himself, so can I. Actually, if you feel like that, let me know in the comments. Say hello. You never know, could be friends. Or if you just, or even better, just might be acquaintances. You never know. Anything can happen. I didn't see that cyclist, did you? Let me know. Now, one of the downsides of doing this here, for me anyway, is that all the time I walk along here, it doesn't count the steps. But luckily, I'm way ahead of my monthly average at the moment for May. So I'm happy. It doesn't matter too much, but would be nice. I should really get myself a step counter. A proper one I can invest in. I know you can get them online, and probably in good electronic stores if they exist now. I won't name them, but there's probably a few that do them. Right. This is getting noisy as I'm running out of things to say at the moment. This will be James out for now. And I'm back. I am home, as you can probably tell. I made it back in one piece. I had a good evening. I had fish and chips for dinner. Or smoked fish. I forget which fish it was. It was smoked. And I had some chips and a slice of bread. It was really nice. And really patriotic as I'm British, really. It's like our national dish. It's either that or chicken tikka masala. One of the two anyway. Anyway, had a good evening. I got on Duolingo and done a bit more German. Even managed to do a little bit of Finnish. I liked Finland when I went there. I remember it more than most of my holidays in it. And I think about it a lot more than I do a lot of the other trips I've been on. So I should read. And I did finish for a short while on Duolingo, but then I finished myself. It was pointless to do it because only Finnish people speak it, and there isn't much of a Finnish diaspora around the world. I don't think. It's not something I've really looked into. But tonight I decided to have another little go. Some of it I remember. I can say things like "Mina olla gyms," Or I can say, Sina olet mukava. See? I'm learning already. And it made me feel good. Makes me feel good now. Gives me a nice warm feeling here. Yeah? You know, I keep saying I should have done this years ago. And I'm right, but you know what? If I did start this 3 years ago, I'd be having this exact same conversation with myself, saying, why didn't you do this years ago? I could have done this when I was 30 and I would have said the exact same thing. I could have done this when I was 20. And I'd probably say, you should have done this years ago. I mean, YouTube didn't exist when I was 20, I don't think. Or it may have just been in its early infant days, but either way, irrelevant. The important thing is that I'm here now doing this. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. I'm going to keep making these videos. I'm going to keep keeping you updated with my life, and hopefully, you never know, one of you lot might even make a friend or an acquaintance from all this. Who knows? At the moment, anything could happen. The world is my oyster, as they say. Weird expression, I know. I'm not sure it really makes sense, because oysters are better acquired taste, apparently. I've never had one. Excuse me. But I'm gonna keep this one short because the videos is coming up near the 40-minute mark, I think, because I edited all the footage I made earlier, and I decided just to do a quick finish off before bed. So I figured that was the best time to do it. So I don't want to like upload stuff every day, or maybe do things several days in a row at once, because it might just, you know, break the algorithm when I don't do anything for several days. But that's something for another time, and I should probably leave that to people who know more about the algorithm than I do. Anyway, I'm James. I'm in a good mood. Hope you are too. Until next time, bye.